Why can 80-year-old Korean grandmothers squat down on the sidewalk, sit deep on their heels with perfect comfort, and remain there for 10, 20, even 30 minutes at a time, chatting with friends, reading the newspaper, or simply watching the world go by? If you have ever traveled to Seoul, Busan, or rural Korean villages, you have seen it. It is so common, so unremarkable to Koreans, that they do not think anything of it. But to most American visitors over 50, it looks almost superhuman. The deep squat hold, heels flat on the ground, hips below the knees, spine tall, held for long periods by elders who, in many cases, have been doing this every single day since childhood. What seems like a simple posture is, in fact, one of the most powerful longevity practices on earth. It preserves hip mobility, it maintains ankle flexibility, it strengthens the pelvic floor, it decompresses the spine, it improves digestion, it even supports healthy bowel function, which is one of the often unspoken reasons elderly Koreans remain so vibrant well into their 80s. And most American adults over 50 have lost the ability entirely. They cannot drop into a deep squat. They cannot hold it. Their heels lift. Their knees buckle. Their backs round. They fall over. But here is the good news. You can rebuild this ability. The Korean squat habit can be learned, restored, and integrated into your daily life, no matter your starting point. In this video, I am going to share why this single posture is so powerful. I am going to show you the 5 specific benefits it delivers, especially for adults over 50. I will walk you through the 3 progressions to build the ability safely, and I will give you the daily protocol to make this a permanent part of your life. Stick around till the end, because the final progression I share is the version Korean elders are still holding for 30 minutes at a time, well into their 80s and 90s, and may be the single most important hip and ankle preservation tool ever discovered. Before we get started, drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. The Korean deep squat, often called the Asian squat in Western fitness culture, looks like a regular squat, but it is profoundly different in how it is held. In a Western squat, you go down, push back up, and stand. The squat is dynamic, a brief motion, never a resting place. In the Korean squat, you go down, but you stay. You rest, sometimes for seconds, sometimes for minutes, sometimes for half an hour. The deep squat becomes a chair, a seat, a place to be. Your heels stay flat on the ground. Your hips drop below your knees. Your spine remains tall. Your knees track over your toes. You breathe, you relax, you stay. This is not exercise. This is rest. This is sitting, but on the ground, in the natural human posture our ancestors used for millions of years before chairs were invented. And here is why this matters so deeply for adults over 50. Now let me share 5 specific reasons why the Korean squat habit can transform your body, your hips, your back, and your life. Reason number 1, it preserves complete hip mobility for life. Your hip joint, when maintained, has an extraordinary range of motion: forward, backward, outward, inward, rotational. But after 50 years of sitting in chairs, walking only in forward straight lines, and avoiding deep positions, this range collapses. Your hips become stiff, locked, fragile. The Korean deep squat, held daily, restores and preserves nearly the entire range of motion your hips were designed to have. The hip flexors lengthen, the deep external rotators stretch, the hip capsule opens, the joint stays fluid. Research on populations that habitually deep squat, including traditional Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and Indian cultures, has consistently shown dramatically lower rates of hip stiffness, hip replacements, and hip-related mobility loss in older age. For adults over 50, this is monumental. The hips are the gateway to almost every other daily movement. Strong, mobile hips mean you can get into a car, you can climb stairs, you can play with grandchildren, you can keep moving freely for decades to come. This isn't just a stretch, this is hip preservation in its most natural, ancient form. Reason number 2, it restores ankle flexibility that decades of shoes have stolen. Most adults over 50 cannot keep their heels flat on the floor in a deep squat. Their heels lift, they fall backward, and the reason is almost always the same. Their ankles have become stiff. Years of wearing shoes with elevated heels, walking only on flat surfaces, and avoiding deep ankle flexion have shortened the calves and locked the ankle joints. The result is a foot and ankle system that has lost its full range of motion. The Korean deep squat directly trains ankle dorsiflexion, the ability of your foot to bend toward your shin. This is the same flexibility that determines whether you can walk downstairs safely, balance on uneven ground, and avoid trips and falls. Improving ankle mobility through deep squat practice has been linked in research to improved walking, better balance, and significantly reduced fall risk in older adults. For adults over 50, restoring ankle mobility is one of the highest value investments you can make. It is the foundation of stable, confident movement for the rest of your life. This isn't just flexibility, this is fall prevention from the ground up. Reason number 3, it decompresses your spine and pelvis in ways no chair ever can. Modern chairs are a relatively recent invention in human history. For most of human existence, people sat on the floor, on the ground, or in deep squat positions. The human spine and pelvis were designed for these natural resting postures, not for elevated, supported chair sitting. When you spend hours every day in a chair, your spine compresses, your discs lose hydration, your pelvic floor weakens, your hip flexors shorten, your gluteal muscles deactivate. The cumulative effect over decades is the kind of stiffness, back pain, and pelvic dysfunction that so many adults over 50 accept as part of aging. The Korean deep squat is the antidote. In the deep squat, your spine naturally lengthens, your pelvis tilts into a healthy position, your hip flexors stretch instead of shorten, your pelvic floor engages, your hips open. A few minutes a day in this posture can begin to undo years of chair-induced damage. This isn't just a hip exercise, this is a full structural reset of your lower body and spine. Reason number 4, it supports your pelvic floor, your bladder, your bowels, and your internal health. This is one of the most often overlooked benefits. The deep squat is the natural human elimination posture, the position our species evolved to use for bowel movements before toilets were invented. In Korea, Japan, and many other cultures, traditional toilets are essentially shallow squats. And the science behind this posture is fascinating. The deep squat opens the angle of the colon, gently activates the pelvic floor, and supports natural, healthy bowel function. But the benefits extend far beyond elimination. Daily deep squat practice strengthens the entire pelvic floor, which supports bladder control, sexual function, and core stability. For men over 50, this can be particularly significant for prostate health and continued vitality. For women, it can support bladder control and reduce the pelvic floor weakness that often accompanies aging. This is one of the quietly powerful reasons why traditional cultures that maintain deep squat habits often report dramatically lower rates of pelvic floor dysfunction, incontinence, and related issues in older age. This isn't just movement, this is internal health in its most natural form. Reason number 5, it connects you to a different relationship with time, stillness, and patience. In Korean culture, the deep squat is often a social posture. Elders squat together, they chat, they watch grandchildren, they wait for buses, they observe the world. The squat is not just a body position, it is a way of being present in the world without rushing. Modern American life is restless. We sit, we stand, we move, we scroll, we rarely pause. The deep squat, held in stillness for minutes at a time, gently teaches your nervous system how to be calm and grounded in your body. For adults over 50, this kind of embodied stillness is increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. It supports better sleep, lower stress hormones, better digestion, and clearer thinking. This isn't just an exercise, this is meditation in its most ancient embodied form. Now let me walk you through the 3 specific progressions to build the Korean deep squat from wherever you are starting today. Progression number 1. Wall squat hold. Stand with your back against a wall. Walk your feet out about 12 inches from the wall. Slowly slide your back down the wall until your knees are bent at about 90 degrees. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds. Slowly return to standing. Practice this 3 to 5 times per session, twice a day. This builds the basic strength needed to support yourself in a squat position. Progression number 2. Supported deep squat. Stand facing a sturdy door frame or pole. Hold the frame with both hands. Slowly lower yourself into a deep squat. If your heels lift, place a folded towel or small wedge under them. Use the door frame for as much support as you need. Hold the deep squat for 20 to 30 seconds. Slowly return to standing. Practice this 5 times per session, twice a day. Gradually reduce how much you rely on the door frame. Progression number 3. Free deep squat. Hold the full Korean squat. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Slowly lower yourself into a deep squat. Heels flat, hips below knees, spine tall. Hold without any support. Start with 30 seconds. Build to 1 minute. Build to 2 minutes. Build to 5 minutes. The traditional goal for older adults is 10 to 20 minutes of comfortable squat holding, accumulated throughout the day. You do not need to do it all at once. Squat for a few minutes while watching the news, while reading, while playing with grandchildren, while waiting for the kettle. Make the deep squat a small, accumulated daily habit. Who should avoid? If you have recent knee or hip replacement, severe arthritis, or any condition that makes deep squatting unsafe, please consult your doctor before starting. Always use a sturdy support nearby. Pain is not progress. Listen to your body. Outro, 1330, 15 Wow. So there it is, the Korean squat habit, the deep squat hold, the single ancient posture that Korean elders have used to preserve their hips, their ankles, their spines, their pelvic health, and their longevity, decade after decade. You do not need to be Korean. You do not need to be young. You do not need flexibility. You do not already have. You just need to start where you are. 5 minutes a day, a door frame for support, a small wedge under your heels if you need it, and the willingness to bring back the most natural human resting position, the one we abandoned when we invented chairs. Within weeks, your hips will feel more open, your ankles will move more freely, your back will decompress, your digestion may improve, your balance will steady, and you will be on your way to building a body that ages the way Korean elders have aged for thousands of years. So tell me in the comments, can you hold a deep squat right now? For how long? Are you going to try one of these progressions? Drop your thoughts below. I read every single comment, and if this video helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe to Sharp 50. Every week I share simple, science-backed practices from around the world, all designed for one purpose, to help you stay strong, mobile, and free for the rest of your life. I'll see you in the next